Sorry.
Make everybody else yawn. 60,000 people in the audience yawning right now.
Yeah. Wait, can people see me right now?
No,
Just yawning?
no, they can't.
God.
Oh, good. Picking my nose.
I was scratching my armpits.
I'll catch you down. Okay.
Welcome to the 615 Hideaway. We are so excited to be with you today. We have some great female artists coming up here in just a minute. My name is Allison Steele, and this is Crystal.
Hello.
And we are 2Steel girls. But before we even get started with our day, we want to say Happy Veterans Day. And we want to say thank you to every man and woman who has served or is serving right now. I was raised in rural Ohio. I can barely say rural. Did I say it right?
That is a hard word. I'm just going to give it to you.
Let's just say in the hills of Ohio. Okay. And, we always had a real flagpole out front. It sounded like those old movies you watch of Little House on the Prairie or whatever. You could hear the flagpole and the metal beating. Well, I just gave my age away, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
And
She's real old, guys, if you didn't know.
And you could hear the metal hitting that flagpole. And that's what our front yard sounded like. Isn't that funny? But I still remember that as a kid. We'd have the windows open in the summertime, and you could hear that. My dad is a disabled American veteran, and just when he hears the anthem, I'll never forget that as a kid. My dad would maybe be the first one usually standing up if we were at a football game or wherever we were. And he would stand up and take his hat off and put his hand over his heart. And every single time, tears would run down his face. And this man just taught me to love my country and to love our servicemen and women. And we want to honor you, first of all, and say thank you. Because of you, we are here today. And we are so thankful for the privileges that you've given us by your service. Thank you so very much.
Awesome.
Well, not only is she beautiful, her name is Hannah Bethel, and she's sitting here to my right. She's an incredible, incredible artist, and I'm so excited. Actually, I think this is the first time we've ever met.
I think it is too. We may have met like 8 or 6 years ago. It's up for debate, but
Yeah, we were talking with Dan, who plays guitar with us. He used to play at the house band for Chick Singers Night at the Bluebird Cafe, and that's where we met him, and that's where Hannah met him.
Yeah, so maybe we may have
met each other
many moons ago.
Yeah, that's been a while.
But you are from where? You were born in Wisconsin?
Yep, born in Wisconsin and moved to Michigan's Upper Peninsula when I was 12, and lived there till I was 18 when I moved to Nashville.
Oh, wow. You've been doing some incredible things since you've been in Nashville. And your story, I was reading a press release about you, and it really touched me. All my life, I guess I've just tried to I've always wanted someone else to just validate me. And when I read the press release, it just touched my heart. Could you just tell us a little bit of what that press release was about your song that's coming up?
Yeah, totally. Well, I've been in Nashville a little while, and I think it's really easy to get caught up in learning the game and trying to play the game. And every human, like at their core, has this base desire to be heard and accepted and loved, and it can be easy to lose sight of yourself when that desire gets really overpowering. And I found myself in that situation creatively in my career and in a relationship as well. And I kind of realized that by not being like the truest, fullest expression of myself, I was not only doing a disservice to myself, but to the whole world, because the world needs each of us to be our, unique, brightest, highest, purest expression of ourselves, and not an imitation of anyone else or what we think someone else might want to see. So kind of coming to that realization has been huge for me in recreating my music and the new stuff that's coming out. So, yeah.
That is awesome to hear. We had a fan of ours not very long ago. I believe it was early this year or late last year. She was 11 years old, and she committed suicide, and she was just beautiful. And she was bullied in school. And, I couldn't believe it when I knew who she was. So I couldn't believe that anyone, first of all, would think she needed to be bullied for anything. She was absolutely beautiful. And, she loved us, I think. One reason was because we wear these crazy clothes. We aren't wearing such crazy clothes today. And for country music, we really don't quite fit in a lot of times. And what you were saying was, in this town, the reason our story can resonate with people, and the reason yours will as well, is because sometimes you just you think it's easier to fit into a box if you aren't your authentic self. Well, I need to be like this because, maybe that's how the industry wants me to be.
Totally.
But we're not really here for the industry. We want to be successful, so because we want to be successful, that's things that we do. But as we grow, we change and we become our authentic selves before people, and that's what the fans need. They
totally
need that.
Yeah, we're here for each other as a human race, not to impress the industry, to encourage each other and inspire each other to, just be yourself. So.
And I think through that, your fan base is going to be so much stronger because they're going to love what they see in you that's authentic and real, and they can feel that, And when I heard you guys playing this song on Soundcheck just a few minutes ago, and it just blew me away. I thought you were in here with a track. It sounded so great. So it's incredible. But, I'm just excited for you. I'm excited you found that place in your heart. And tell us a little bit about this song.
Thank you. The song is called Train. The single just came out about a month ago, actually, and there's a video for it, too. You guys can check out at hannahbethel.com. And I just found out it's going to be on CMT next month in the new Artist Discovery Series.
That's awesome.
Congratulations.
Really
that is so cool.
Thank you. And yeah, this is a song, actually, that really kind of started a reassessment of my life. I was in a relationship that was no longer serving either party's highest peace and happiness, but we'd been together a long time and we were best friends, and I knew that ending it would be heartbreaking, but I also knew that staying in it would be soul suffocating. And it was like, how do you make a decision like that? And so that sparked the idea for this song. And then really from that moment on, I started reevaluating everything about my life and all of the places that I was living in compromise of who I truly was and what I actually wanted. And I'm a Virgo and an Enneagram too. So if you guys don't know what that means, basically it means that I have a tendency to not secure my own oxygen mask before assisting others. And I just kind of had to reassess and get to know myself again and take back my power in my creativity. And so writing this song really kind of totally changed the trajectory of my life in a really profound and positive way. And it's just struck the path for the music I'm making now. And I'm very grateful to this song.
That's awesome. That's exciting.
That is. I mean, that's what being an artist is about. It's not really about... we all want the fame and the fortune, but being a true musician and artist, this is what it's about. Being vulnerable. Today you've been so vulnerable, it touches my heart. And I hope there's people out there that are maybe dealing with the same issues inside themselves, to see that, sometimes we always need to feel our pain. I know I'm one of those people who, when I go through pain, like you were going through in your relationship, I try to hide it and stuff it down and not feel it.
You have to feel it.
Yeah, you have to feel it. Yeah. And when you do, pain, it brings forth, you need to make a decision with your life. That's really why we have pain. Don't touch the stove, it's going to burn your skin.
It's an alarm system. Yeah, attention, something is not right.
Yeah, and so we need to listen to it and not let it completely stop us and paralyze us, but you used it to help you move forward, and that's what pain is about. I'm excited to hear this song. Would you share it with us?
Yes, I would. I have my friend Luke Marshall here. We're both wearing fringe. This is Train. train. If all I left behind was steam, it would burn up in the sun on the horizon. Instead of hanging over me like every crazy dream and selfish thing that I want. But I can't wait, I can't wait. If I were to stay, I'd only dream of leaving. If I were to go, I would go in pieces. If I were a train, nothing could hold me back, locked in a one-way train. I wouldn't have a tear to cry for anything I left behind. Nothing to explain and nothing in my way. If I were a train, if I were to stay, I'd only dream of leaving. If I were to go, I would go in pieces. If I were a train, nothing could hold me back, locked in a one-way train. I wouldn't have a tear to cry for anything I left behind. Nothing to explain and nothing in my way. If I were a train, if I were a train, if my heart were made of steel, I could run for miles and miles without stopping.
Incredible song. I love it. What do you
Thank
think?
you. Thank you. Luke Marshall with the sounds. Woo!
Incredible song, you guys. You sounded great on it. My gosh, you're like the one-man band over here.
Yeah, you killed it.
Yeah,
Good
he's
job.
pretty good.
I love that. You wrote it with your sister, too?
I did.
That's
I wrote it
awesome.
with my sister, Winter Bethel.
Oh, that's a great name. Wow.
Yeah, I know. She got a cool name.
But wow, you have another song. But before we go, I want you guys, before I let you go, you have one more song. Thank God. I really enjoyed that. But I want you guys to stop right now wherever you are and to go over to iTunes, go over to Spotify, go over to Apple Music, go and follow this woman on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes, please do.
And not only that,
Not
but
just follow her, like purchase her song.
Yes,
and
purchase
follow her
it.
on Spotify and tune in to CMT. You said next month?
Yes, next month. But now you can, if you want, you can check out the video at hannahbethel.com. I also have a video that we just released last month of Witchy Woman, which I collaborated with Luke on, that you can find at hannahbethel.com too. So yeah.
very, very cool.
And that's on Spotify too.
Yes.
And all the digital places.
Yeah.
That's so exciting, man. It's so exciting. So let's hear your next song.
Sure. This song is called Rhinestone Rodeo, and it's about Nashville. But I suppose it could be about whatever mountain you're climbing, but Nashville's been my mountain. Everyone's got stars in their eyes. It's easy to get blinded by the lights. You can't always hear your heart over the rowdy crowd. But man, it's worth it. Took you years to find that sound. Rhinestone rodeo, hard to stay, but but you can't go too far gone to ever get back home. Go for the gold, land in the dirt. You kicked around and get knocked down till it don't even hurt anymore. Get back on your horse and on to the next show. Rhinestone rodeo. Take the bull and go another round of trying to tell the cowboy from the clown. But if you'd never left that little high school homecoming king, you couldn't teach that town how to dream. Rhinestone rodeo, hard to stay, but you can't go too far gone to ever get back home. Go for the gold, land in the dirt. You kicked around and get knocked down till it don't even hurt anymore. Get back on your horse and on to the next show. Rhinestone rodeo. Rhinestone rodeo, hard to stay, but you can't go too far gone to ever get back home. You go for the gold, land in the dirt. You kicked around and get knocked down till it don't even hurt anymore. Get back on your horse and on to the next show. You've got rolling wheels and a million miles to go. Rhinestone rodeo. Thank you.
That was so awesome. You know, this sounds kind of cliche after you sang that. That song was absolutely beautiful. I'm glad you got back on your horse and you kept going and moving forward. I know that sounds kind of silly, but you know what?
Me too. You know, there were a few days, man, I was like, well, I could just, move to Arizona and start teaching yoga, I guess.
But that's a heart of a champion. You know, you fall and you just keep getting back up and you keep moving forward, and you've done that. And I am so proud of you. And you have a beautiful spirit. And I hope that you are just telling your story and singing your songs all over the world. You deserve it. You have what it takes. Get out there and do it, girl.
Thank you.
Y'all give it up for her. She's awesome. She's Hannah Bethel. You all follow Hannah Bethel everywhere. Follow her everywhere. Thank you so much, y'all. We are so very thankful that you are watching with us. We have just had an incredible experience with Hannah, and we have this woman named Paula Jo and her daughter Amanda coming up to be with us in just a second. And the story that you are about to hear, Hannah's touched you immensely, I'm sure. And this story right here coming up is going to be one of those two that is going to grab you and inspire you and make you want to keep fighting and believing and moving forward.
Yeah, we're glad to have you guys joining us today. I know that, sometimes Allison and I get up and I'm a like queen of comedy. You know, I like to be crazy, but you know, the reason that we love personally to do music is because one, we just feel like it's what we're supposed to do. It's weird. You have this like calling inside of you that, you know, but the reason we love doing music is because we get to touch other people's lives, and that echoes what Hannah was saying, and I think it echoes what the Taylors are going to say. You know, it's a cool and very strange job that we have to get to reach all kinds of different people. And we don't enjoy doing music just for the clout of ourselves and, oh, I've looked so cool on stage. You know, we love to do it because it inspires other people to keep dreaming and keep moving in their lives, even if they're not doing music, if they're doing, you know, anything, if they're facing illness or whatever it may be. So we were honored to have Hannah here with us and to have the Taylors with us, and kind of just doing something a little different and telling their stories through music, but also kind of chatting with us and being very vulnerable and that with us too. So we appreciate you guys tuning in, and we hope you stick around with us. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It sure is. We met the Taylors, and that's who's coming up with us right now. We met them about 3 or 4 years ago, I think. And
absolutely, we did.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. And this is Paula Jo. And Paula Jo, I'll let you introduce your beautiful daughter.
And this is my daughter, Amanda.
Hello. And in case you guys didn't know, Crystal and I are a mother-daughter duo. I'm mom, of course, and this is my daughter, Crystal. We were on Blake Shelton's team on The Voice. We're the only mom and daughter duo to ever be on The Voice as of yet. And so, you know, there aren't very many mom-daughter duos out there. There are the Judds, and then there's us.
All four of us.
All four of us. And, you know, it's just been, they were an incredible blessing. And I don't even actually know how we found each other, but we did, I guess.
It was through a mom-daughter thing, I think.
Yeah,
someone had reached out to us and said, hey, we're trying to get some mom-daughter singers or acts together here in Nashville. And we all kind of got together and met, and we did some video things. And that's kind of how we met them.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. Yes. And you guys are a blessing, and we thank you very much for having us here today.
Yes,
we very much appreciate
Well, thanks for joining us. We're glad y'all could be here.
To be honest, I have followed your career. You both sing downtown Nashville every
time,
every week, and have been faithful to it for many years.
Yes, we have. It's you know, it's just something. I always wanted to come to Nashville, you know, and be a part of Nashville, but had family obligations and, you know, children and parents to take care of and so forth and so on. So I just never did. Then Mandy got accepted to Belmont University. And when that happened, my husband at the same time had a buyout package from where he was working at the phone company. And we just said, what the heck, let's go. So the three of us packed up and we went. And I wanted to play with the best musicians in the world. And that's Nashville. So,
well, when I heard you, I honestly believe, well, you are definitely the best guitarist, female guitarist I have ever heard in my entire life.
Thank you so much.
That is not an exaggeration of any type. And I have just been watching you, and you have just been all over the news lately.
Yes, it's been crazy, and I mean, I'm very grateful for it.
Viral Granny.
Viral Granny, that's exactly right. I was at a NAMM show, a trade show, last year in 2017, and a friend of mine asked if I would demo a guitar for him that he was thinking about putting in his music store, and I said, sure. So I sat down at this booth, and I started playing guitar, and you know, people started gathering around and they were filming me with their iPhones and stuff. Well, little did I know that this one gentleman that was filming me was a kind of a rock star in Germany. And he has, you know, a very, very popular band and very well known in Germany. He actually runs his own guitar company. He builds guitars and amps and pedal boards and things like that. And somehow, I don't know if it's because he's a friend of his or what, but somehow Nikki Sixx of Motley Crue picked it up. And he put it all over the internet and all over his iHeart radio stations. And one of Amanda's friends told her about it. And she called me up one day and she said, Mom, you went viral. And I said, oh, my God, am I contagious? I mean, do I need to see a doctor or what? You know, she's like, on the internet. So somehow he dubbed me the viral granny guitarist. And that's okay with me because I am a grandma. So, you know, what the heck, you know, might as well embrace it. But it's gone around now to the tune of several million views. So I'm real proud of that.
That is incredible. That is incredible. Not only do you play and sing, but your daughter also plays and sings.
Right.
Tell us what you do.
Well, right now, I mean, we mainly just play together as the Taylors. And like you said, a lot downtown, mostly at a few different places down there.
You're also an incredible writer.
Oh, thank you.
They have a song they're going to do here in just a little bit that Amanda wrote.
Yes.
And it is an incredible song. I prayed to Jesus before I got here. Let's just be really honest. I was like, oh, God, please help me not to ugly cry. And it is.
I don't think you could ugly do anything.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh, she can.
Yeah.
Trust me. She can. It gets real ugly sometimes. Real ugly.
And you've not seen me without makeup either. So, girl, this is
And she does this weird thing where she like wears socks with flip flops that go between your toes. It's weird, yeah.
Oh, I love it. You guys sound a lot like us, you know. We always say that we're, you know, Broadway's version of the Judds, except we still like each other. But, well, I mean, can I say that? I mean, for the most part. Now, not all the time, believe me. But,
we always
you know.
joke that too. That's
we get told all the time, you guys are so much like the Judds, and we're like, we're actually nothing really.
We're mom and daughter. That's probably the closest.
And we love the Judds too, though. I'll tell you that, and I'm sure you do.
Oh,
as well.
absolutely. I mean, yes.
But something happened in your life, Paula. And before we go there, I got to do this. I got to have you play. If y'all have never heard of chicken picking, and I know many of you watching have heard of chicken picking, Brad Paisley is, oh my gosh, he's an incredible guitarist.
Yes.
And, you know, you're right up there with Brad Paisley, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know about that, Allison.
Paula Jo really is. She's incredible. And she not only plays chicken picking, but she plays rock and roll.
I make an attempt at it, yes.
And when she does, I just love it. So would you just play us a little bit of something?
A little bit of each, yes.
Show off a little bit, please. Awesome. Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome.
Okay, if I would have known all this was going on, we would have got dry eyes, some flames that shot up, and like a singular purple light that just like shining right on her.
Oh, yes. That's it.
Oh, my gosh.
We were playing downtown, and this is just a funny little story that happened. We were playing downtown, and somebody from Europe came over with the cutest little accent, and I'm not sure where he was from, but anyway, he come in and he goes, oh my God, he said, I heard the guitar playing, and I come in, and it's like guitar players are supposed to have tattoos and spiked hair, and I come in, and it's an old lady. I mean, it's an old lady. That's right. And we just lost it, but that's when you embrace it and go, yep, it's granny guitar, all right, it's an old lady.
That is you blow me away.
Oh,
you're an incredible guitarist, and not only that, you're an incredible person, and so is your daughter. You know,
thank you.
Your story, you have another story besides being the guitar shredding granny, or whatever they're calling you now, the viral grandma.
Yes.
And you know what? To me, that in itself is so inspiring. To see you out there chasing your dreams and just being a bad AZZ. Yeah. We'll say AZZ.
I don't know if we can say this on
Yes, we
Facebook
can say that. But you know what? That you inspire the heck out of me.
Oh, thank you.
And, you know, I'm a mother. We're a mother-daughter duo, too. So for me to walk in the room, you know, with her, and we're artists, and I'm sure you've dealt with the same thing with Amanda, is when you walk in, you're the oldest artist in there.
Oh, by far, yes. Yeah, I'm probably the oldest person in the room a lot of times.
No, I am too. You know, and that's just how it goes sometimes, because when you're mom-daughter duo, you know, I can't be 32 if she's in her early 20s. I can't be 32. And that's just how it works. And so to see you out there just killing it, going after it, and working together as in unity and just chasing your dreams, it just touches my heart.
Oh, thank you.
And I just love y'all.
Well, thank you. We love you guys.
I heard that Mama's your best friend.
Yeah.
Hey, that's my answer. She always tries to be
She's like, yeah.
I'm your best friend, right? I'm like, no, you're not, Mama. Quit going for that.
Sure, yeah.
We love each other, you know.
Yes.
But,
you know, we have a different.
You know, I've kind of gone round and round this because I wanted people to know you, but there's a recent story of
Yes,
yours.
there is. And I'll let Amanda tell you about that.
Okay.
While I tune up for this.
Yeah. This story, y'all, before I let Amanda talk, I was looking on Paula Joe's Facebook, and something came up where you were on the news, and it said that Paula was facing some really, really large issues in her life. And I will just let you, Amanda, this story touched my heart. And it's been incredible, and I'll let you tell that.
Okay. Well, a few years ago, she was diagnosed with breast cancer. And she went through a double mastectomy and all the chemo and everything. She went to chemo for probably over a year.
Yeah, 18 months.
Went to chemo where she'd be going to chemo by day and then going downtown to play her gigs by night. She never really let it stop her or slow her down or anything. But, you know, she did go through the double mastectomy, all of that. And that was a few years ago. So to this day, you know, now she's in remission and, you know, cancer-free now.
Yes, yes. But it was, you know, it was a challenge, but it was something I definitely wanted to continue doing. I didn't want it to, you know, stop me in any way. And I mean, I had bought a wig before I lost my hair, and I got my hair cut just like the wig so that when my hair fell out, nobody would know the difference. And they didn't. A lot of our friends and fellow musicians downtown didn't even know that I went bald for that whole over a year there. And the first time I went back on stage after the first surgery was 10 days after my double mastectomy, and I still had drain tubes in. And I had to wear a big blouse and you know, tie it in the front because those drain tubes were on my side, and it was like, oh, that's kind of an ugly sight. You know, people going in there go, oh my God, that woman's leaking. You know, so it was an interesting challenge.
I want to ask you just how did you find? I know there are people out there that are watching that are facing some crazy things. You know, how did you inside of yourself find the strength to just do that? I mean, what kept you motivated and
I guess. You know, there were times that my mind would wander, and I thought, wow, what if this is, you know, because I've had a lot of friends that have passed away from breast cancer, and I thought, uh-oh. But every time I'd let my mind wander to that, I'd just go, nah, you know, nope, I'm going to pray about it, make sure that, you know, this doesn't happen because I'm not finished here yet. I got too many loose ends, and I just wanted to just keep on living my life the way I would have if I didn't have cancer. And I think it's what kept me going. And also, you go through a lot of things like neuropathy in your hands and in you know, your limbs and everything with chemotherapy. So the only way to keep going without losing my skills was to do this every day. And I did have to, I had to change the way I played a little bit. But the audience didn't, for the most part, know it. You know, I knew it. My musician friends knew it. I couldn't play quite as fast. I had to, you know, improvise, use a little bit of echo and stuff, which really bothered me. But I knew that it would pass and I'd get through that. And I think by playing every day, though, and continuing to do that, that's what kept me limber enough that I didn't get into problems with it. So I'm glad I did that.
Well, the chemo and stuff, part of the effects is why you have this, you know, different looking guitar strap going on
as well.
I look like
I'm bungee jumping, but Yes, you're right, Mandy. Thank you for the chemo tends to weaken everything, your muscles and everything, and of course they don't tell you that sometimes early on. So lifting my amp and everything, I tore the rotator cuff in my shoulder here, so I had to adapt a strap. My husband adapted a strap for me because I can't just keep it over the shoulder anymore. It's too painful, so I have to spread the weight out. But
well, you are so inspiring.
Oh, thank you.
Just inspiring. When I think about sometimes, as people, all of us do the same thing. We all get down and think, I don't know how I can make it through this. And then you listen to someone else's story and yours. When I happened to see that video that day and you talked about having drain tubes and going in and playing, I was feeling pretty crappy that day about my life. And you know what? I thought, people, there's always somebody out there who's having it worse than us. And what you did through that was you inspired so many lives. And you still are.
Well, thank you so much,
And I
Allison.
can't even
Thank you.
imagine how, we all want to our daughters to be strong and fighters and see us. Amanda, I'm sure, saw you at your weakest, but also at your strongest through this. And just you are incredible, Paula Jo. And what a legacy you're handing over to your daughter.
Well, thank you so much, Allison. I want to say that a shout out to my husband, because I could not have done it without my husband. He was super through the whole thing. He would let me, he would take me to chemo every day. He would bring me home, let me go to sleep. Then he'd wake me right before the gig and ask if I wanted anything to eat, which a lot of times you don't because you don't feel that good, And then he'd say, well, it's time to go. You ready to go? And we'd go. But he took care of everything else. So that was a big help.
That is so awesome. Amanda, you wrote this song that you're about ready to sing with your mama. Could you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, I just wrote it, when she was going through all of that. And I actually started it before that because it didn't initially necessarily start out being about all of that, like the first verse and everything didn't. But I wasn't done with the song yet. And when I finished it, it was when we were going through all that. So the song just kind of ended up taking that turn and ending up being about, that all of that whole situation and everything, what I was going through, what we were going through at the time.
We'd love to hear it.
You got it.
10 years ago when I moved to this town, I thought I'd be so much further by now. Now my ambition is running low, and I don't know where to go. We can have a picture in our head of the way we think it ought to be. Sometimes it takes everything falling apart for us to finally see that what we thought would never happen is staring us in the face. The only thing that stays the same in life is that plans change. Mama's a strong one, there's no doubt. Now I'm holding her hand as her hair falls out. It'll grow back when this is all over, they say. So we wear a pink ribbon until that day. We can have a picture in our head of the way we think it ought to be. Sometimes it takes everything falling apart for us to finally see that what we thought would never happen is staring us in the face. The only thing that stays the same in life is that plans change. Thank you.
Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, you both are such an inspiration,
Oh,
and
thank you.
I know
Thank you.
that you've touched lives out there, today.
Well, thank you. I hope so. Thank
I know you
Allison.
have.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
We sure loved having you, and you've been such a blessing. And, I hope that the future allows us to work together more.
I hope so,
Oh,
too.
me
We would
too.
love that,
We
ladies.
love being
we really
here.
would. I would love that.
Yes, thank you guys so much.
So thank you
guys.
so much, you all. Well, Crystal and I, this has been an incredible experience for us today. There's such great people in Nashville. A lot of times you just hear the songs, and you don't know really what's gone on behind the song or the kind of person that is out there singing the song. And so we're excited today about this show because you get to see into the heart of some amazing female artists. And, we've just been blessed by them. So if you would follow the Taylors, and it's Paula Jo Taylor and Amanda Taylor, and they're on Facebook, everywhere by the Taylors, on Instagram, Twitter, and all of that. So go check them out. If you're in Nashville, please come see them playing. Paula Jo, where will you be playing mostly?
Playing every Tuesday and Wednesday night at Layla's downtown.
Layla's downtown on Broadway every Tuesday and Wednesday night
On the late shift.
on the late shift.
And on every Friday night at Music City Bar and Grill at the Opryland area on the late shift.
Okay.
And we are the Taylors Duo, D-U-O.
Oh,
Taylors Duo
the
on
Taylors
Facebook.
Duo on Facebook. I'm sorry about that. I didn't get that, but the Taylors Duo on Facebook. We're going to have our guitar, we call him Guitar Man Dan over here. Dan the Guitar Man.
I'm sure he loves to be introduced as that. He's like, I'm Swag Nasty Dan to the ladies.
Dan is our guitar player, and he is an incredible guitar player. But he's not just our guitar player. He's an incredible artist as well. His name is Dan Hagen. And you can check him out on Facebook at Dan Hagen Music. Is that correct, Dan?
Dan Hagen. My website is Dan Hagen.
DanHagenMusic.com. I visited there yesterday, by the way. He has a great blog going on. And, let's move this out here to the...
Yeah. We were just talking that we thought it was funny. We feel like we've known Dan for approximately 12 years now, but we've literally only been playing together since March. Is that what we came up with earlier?
Well,
besides originally meeting,
Yes,
yeah. But
recently.
we just started recently playing together again, and it was in March, and it feels like it's been like 45 years.
Yeah, I think
Not in a bad way,
I think
45
I've been
years.
adopted in the family.
Yeah, he's a relative.
Our very first show, we auditioned for the Bluebird Cafe, and Crystal and I had only written about 5 songs at that time, and we auditioned for the Bluebird Cafe, and we actually got the show, and thank God they didn't need 6 songs
Because we only had 5.
yeah, that would have been a mess. And Dan played at the Bluebird Cafe for Chick Singers Night for a lot of years, and he was the band leader. And the first time we met Dan was so crazy. We met him at rehearsal just before our show, and then we stepped on the stage, and there he was with the whole band. We were like, oh, God. We were so nervous, walking on stage and really not playing much with a band ever. So...
it was pretty effortless right from the get-go. That's what I remember doing that. I remember the song Superman was one. That's an amazing song. But, you guys had the soul and the whole thing. I was like, these people are natural, so it's...
Oh, that's nice.
He only says that because we pay him. No, I'm just
He really
kidding.
hates us.
He really hates it. No, we really appreciate Dan and our entire band. We just want to share a quick story with you before we go. We have a song that we wrote that's called Forward that we're getting ready to sing. And the reason we wrote it, we just want to share a quick little bit of that with you. And did you want to share?
You can do it. Yeah,
Okay.
you normally.
I'll do it. I normally say it.
I normally am like doing all the talking when we normally do these things, so it's nice to take the back seat and let the old gal loose. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, gosh. As I said earlier, I was raised in the hills of Ohio, and, I was one of those awkward kids. No matter how hard I tried, I could never fit in, and we were just struggling financially as a family when I was a kid, and it was rough. We lived in the single wide trailer, and it was a 1967 single wide trailer with those old crank out windows. I don't know if some of you might remember those, but that was a long time ago. That was an old trailer, and the cranks had broke. And in the wintertime, my stepdaddy would go around and he would duct tape those windows down so they didn't flap like that. And it was a crazy, my parents were such hard workers, but, no matter how hard you try, sometimes you go through the worst of times, it seems, and you just struggle. And we were at that place, and I remember I was a shy girl, bullied in school, bullied on the bus, and just never had the cool clothes and was never asked out on one date my entire growing up years. I mean, when I was a senior, never went to the prom, nothing like that. And all my life, I guess, I was just looking for someone to validate me and just accept me and all of that, and I couldn't find that. My parents loved me, but I guess I was looking for it on an outside source. And then we started this music thing, and something that we loved and do as a family. We're not only mother and daughter, but my son plays guitar with us some, and my husband plays drums, and we're just, that's what we love to do together. And we started chasing our dreams in Nashville, and within 5 shows, we auditioned for The Voice and got on The Voice, and, it was incredible. And we get on Blake Shelton's team, and who would have ever thought that, And here we are, and we get let go from The Voice at Battle Rounds and come home. And what should have been the biggest victory of our lives, saying, oh my gosh, look what we just did. I mean, 40 million people just saw us, or however many million. I think it was 14 million.
I have no idea. A lot.
It should have been one of the biggest victories of our life. And getting sent home and still being inside of me one of those people who looked for validation from other people. I started reading YouTube comments that weren't so great, and Facebook comments of, all kinds of things that would just break you down. And you're too old, you're fat, you can't sing, you're ugly. And all those feelings of just this insecureness just came and just overwhelmed me again. And I thought I'd gotten past that. And I wasn't past it. It all came right back up, and I had to deal with it again. And Crystal was going through a lot of those same feelings. And here she is, my kid, and I'm wanting to protect her and insulate her, and for her to never have to hear those kind of words about her and just mean bullies, We got to this place where we just believed them and listened to them, and it drained our power and our strength, and we allowed it to. That's the bad thing. See, you have the choice to let that stuff go or to just blow it off, That's within your power. I let it eat away at me, and I was ready to quit music completely. The thing that I love doing most, one of the things I love doing most in life, I let it begin to be stripped away from me, and I thought it wasn't good enough, and we were both ready to quit and give up. And Crystal came home from work one day. She had to take this job that she absolutely hated. And here we came off The Voice, and she has this job, and people are going, aren't you that girl that was on The Voice with her mom? And she's like, yeah. And they're like, would you sign my receipt? And she's like,
yeah.
Oh.
I was, not that there's anything with work, I'll say it because it's kind of funny how humbling life can be. You look at yourself, oh, I'm on television. And then a few months later, you're working the 4 a.m. shift at McDonald's, and people are asking you to sign the receipts. It's, in a way, it's humbling. And, and at that time for me, because we were already so beat ourselves up so much, for me, it was also, I felt ashamed of that, and I shouldn't have, And I came home from work one day, and Allison had said to me, hey, this is what we've dreamed to do. It's what she had dreamed to do since she was a little girl. And, it had been my dream as well to do music. And to be able to go and play these big shows and reach people in the audience and change people's lives. And she said, well, we're either going to stay here and give up and let what everyone is saying just make us quit, or we're going to buck up, dust ourselves off, crawl until we can, and walk, and then walk until we can jog, and jog until we can run and get this thing going, and ignore what all these people are saying about us and just do it because it's what we want to do. And she said, we need to decide today. And we said, well, it's both what we wanted to do. So we said, okay, let's do it. And we sat down, and she had already started writing a song, and we finished it out in about 10 or 15 minutes. And it's this song that we're about to play for you called Forward. And, you know, it was rough, and in the thick of it, writing this song. And, you know, you can compare your down moments to other people's and go, oh, well, mine's not, you know, someone else always has it worse. That's true, but that doesn't negate the fact that you're having a hard time also. So we hope that this song in our hard time will reach someone out there who's watching that's going through a hard time as well, and inspire you to keep going and to pick up. And if it's chasing a dream, that you pick yourself up and you keep chasing it, even when it feels like the world's against you, even when it feels like you can't do it anymore, that you can't go one more day doing it. I promise you that you can find it within yourself to keep going for things that you love in your life.
See the way out. Feels like you're stuck in reverse. You've been spinning your wheels. You can't seem to push past the hurt. Everybody fails. Everybody falls. Stand up and dust yourself off. Keep moving forward. Keep fighting till the end. Think you can't go on, and the pain inside shakes your soul and clouds your mind. Just keep pushing, keep moving forward. And every dream that you've had feels like it's dying inside. You hard, never stop, keep pushing.
We want to thank each and every one of you. Thank you so much. We want to thank you for joining us today and for supporting female country artists. My gosh, there's so much, just a well of beauty that we saw today and such great artists. And we thank you for joining us at 615 Hideaway. Y'all have a wonderful time. Share this video. I hope it touched you.